All right, so welcome back, guys. It's your man JB in a place to be, and this particular video is sort of a break from the norm. This outage took place at 3 in the morning, and it is a break from the norm of what we would normally do. But before we continue, go ahead and click that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm sure you're going to get plenty of mileage out of this. And whenever you get a chance, go ahead and leave a comment. I like reading your comments. I respond to almost all of them. And I'm pretty sure you guys got plenty of good feedback that can help everyone else. All right, so let's go. All right, so yeah, I got my beacons on, lights are flashing. Gonna head to the rear easement here to try to figure out where there's no service, right? You're gonna cut your problem in half. You just don't wanna start at the point of origin for the entire area. You wanna, basically walk, you basically wanna go to where you think there is service or isn't. Either way, you're gonna get useful information. I'm always checking for dogs. So inside of this pedestal, there's an amplifier, but it's not the one I'm looking for. Right. So we're gonna look around. Let's have a look. Yeah, if you ever seen some guy just walking through your backyard with an extremely bright flashlight, and he's walking against the fence line, he's probably there for good reason. I'm like a creep, man. I'm just looking over fences, looking for landmarks, trying to figure out where I am. Right? We got maps, and I'm gonna show you the map later on. But yeah, we got maps, but everything looks different at night. Worst thing you guys can probably do is to walk up to anybody in your backyard just walking through the easement. Everybody's like, it's a weird situation. It's even weirder trying to explain it. So here we see a cluster of pedestals, different ISPs, but that is what we're looking for right here.
Damn it.
It's a good clue. It's a temp line, right? A temp line. Temp lines are basically temporary lines that are put on the ground because you just can't go around digging up folks' yards, right? Nobody likes that. So rather than hop this rickety fence, I'd rather go around. Okay? That's nice, right? It's always nice when people don't put locks on their fences, because if I got to get through your fence, I'm going to get through your fence. I'd rather just use the door, the entry point, rather than kick my way through your fence or jump over it and damage it in the process. But here we are. Here we are. So here, all right, we got the pedestal open, and we're just gonna hook our Viavi up to the, any of the ports. We're gonna check to see if there is or isn't service, right? Okay. Yeah. So while this thing's going, and fast forward. So typically when we show up to an outage, right, your modem never really turns off. You can unplug it. That's your best bet. But if it's plugged in, just because you're not on the internet doesn't mean that thing ain't broadcasting. All right, let's look at this. We're going to check for service. I'm going to continue in just a little bit. Yeah, it's really dark, really scary. Really scary, man. I keep multiple lights, by the way. You never know. So we got no service detected here, which is a good thing. We got this temp line here. That gives us a clue. maybe we got service on the opposite end. So ultimately, I'm just going to walk to the other end, see what's going on there. But, getting back to the story earlier, your modem never really turns off. It's always on unless you unplug it, right? So imagine, if you will, that there's a neighborhood. You have quite a few modems, right? Quite a few people, all with the same service. And a portion of those modems go offline. Like here, everything in red, every all these modems are offline. We can see an amplifier, we can see multiple addresses, and there you go. All of these particular modems are offline, right? But all the ones in blue are online. All the ones outlined in blue off these particular tabs, they're online. So that's where we are. You want to go to the point where some modems are working and some are not. How and why is this temp here? We're going to see it just a moment. I don't think I really zoomed in on it. You're going to see it in just a moment. So. Yeah, so we're just going to hustle back. There's my baby.
That's my baby.
Love my truck.
Left the fence wide open.
Yeah, I always
Leave
close
the
the
fence open,
fences.
just in case that dog gets out. I gotta
Don't want no dogs getting out. All right. Yep. So, if you want to keep people out of your backyard, just put a beware of dog sign. Don't lock the fence. Like I said, it could cause major problems. But if you look up to the right, so again, right here, just walking this thing out, we're looking for any damages to this. I wouldn't have wrapped it around that post, right? I didn't do this, right? But if you look off to the left here, you can see a brand new fence. A brand new fence. And this thing's pulling pretty good. And we all know that, fence people, when they're putting in those posts, they don't give a rat's behind how deep they're digging, man. So,
never fails.
temp line. So, chances are when this fence got put in, they damaged the underground line, causing this temp line to have to be put down. A plus B equals C. So, we can see it's connected to this tap. Multiple customers were coming off this tap. So we know that that tap's good, and we're bad at this point.
Can I move this? No. Look at this.
So normally, I try to remove the fence. A lot of these fences, you could take them apart easily. No big deal.
The grass ain't even... Oh, grass was just cut. You can see tracks through there. So...
I'm always looking for clues, too. So, just putting together a picture here. How did this thing happen? Chances are, some kid, some landscaper was cutting the grass, cut this line, didn't say anything about it, cut the service to the whole neighborhood, and went back to eating their Cheerios. So, there we are. So, here, I'm just going to walk back to my truck, because I know what I need to do. I know what I need. Yeah, so for this particular repair, nothing special. It's pretty much straightforward. We'll need 3 RG11 connectors, 2 barrels, electrical tape, crimper, compression tool, stripper, and angle cutters. And our trusty leather gloves, and a better headlamp, too. So... game plan here is to just reconnect the 2 lines. Let's make sure that there's voltage and frequency on this thing. Then we could go home.
Yeah. Sounds a dog shit. There might not be a dog. Might. It's the phrase that pays.
Yep.
It's chopped up. parking spaces. This is
Took out the whole
what
neighborhood.
cheap landscapers get you. They don't tell you when they done took out your internet.
Yep.
But,
So here, we're just gonna cut out the bad portion first, and we're gonna start on the output. We're gonna start on the output side.
yeah.
Yeah, everything that you see here, even the things we're not talking about here, there's so much content, there's so much to discuss and for me to share with you guys. There's actually a lot that went on here. I'm gonna create maybe a small series in the future. We'll see how that goes. So. So on the side here, you can see a picture. It's a CommScope image of the interior of RG11 hardline. All right, coaxial cable. We can see that there's the jacket, there's braiding, then there's some sheathing, dielectric, more braiding, and then the center conductor. All right. So the name of the game here is to not let the braiding come in contact with the center conductor. If it does, that'll create a short, causing the fuse to blow. Then we got to go all the way back to the hub. All the way back to the node, and put another fuse in just to come right back here to finish the job, or just finish it and hope that everything's tip top. When we pull off. So. Yeah. Getting back to, I'm wondering if I discussed this earlier. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But getting back to how voltage can kill a man, kill a person, or even kill an animal, right? OSHA says anything somewhere around or above 5 amps can, lay a grown man down, and that may be true. Probably is true, depending upon the health of the person. I know pacemakers. Obesity, that does play a role, right? That does play a role here. But when it comes to animals, dogs, cats, they will bite into these things. Now, depending on how they bite it, it could take them out or not because of the nature of the bite. When they bite into the line, they're actually pushing the braiding into the center conductor. Once that happens, shorts out the fuse. The dog, cat, possum, whatever it is you keep in your backyard, it's going to suffer a small shock, not enough to kill it. So that's pretty much what we mean when we say, if your pet bites it, it's not going to kill them. They'll blow a fuse first. If it's like a 5 amp fuse or like a 1.5. If it's a 20, we'd be having a different discussion. All right, so here's where things get dicey, right? Notice I'm wearing gloves. I'm wearing gloves. All right. So.
Damn, I completely forgot. Damn it. Damn it, open up.
So.
Well, that's smart. Completely forgot about that.
Right. Yeah, there was a shock. Because the crimp tool, because in order for the crimp tool to work, it has to come in contact with both pieces of the connector, right? There's a top and a bottom, and they're both insulated, one from the other. So, we got the connector on. Let's just use the Viavi to And let's make sure we got current. Make sure we got frequency too. So,
Hate these.
yeah.
Alright. Good, 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 good. There's AC. That means we're gonna have levels.
All right.
Pack it up.
Here we go.
Assholes.
All right.
All right, we got levels. All right, let's take this SOB apart. Barrel.
Yeah, so while we're doing this,
Joker.
here, off to the side here, you get to see, how insulated these things are. The top connector is completely insulated from the bottom portion of the connector. It's kind of like 4 pieces. You got the portion that comes in contact with the center conductor, the outer housing, the inner housing, and the insulation in between.
Joshua Lavelle. They used to call me Pockets. I'm still Pockets, but for now, until we replace this line, it's gonna barrel this thing back together. I'm gonna wrap it in electrical tape in hopes that this barrel, this union here, won't get wet. I'd hate for this damn thing to go back down again. Okay.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? These lines can end up being on the ground for like freaking years. They can end up being on the ground for years. All because, like, your local government likes to play games with permitting. You just can't go shooting lines underneath the ground without the government getting involved. So if we had our way, we get it underground real quick. Nobody likes coming back to this stuff.
That's what the cover. Well, I don't know. That cover looks like it's been off for a long time. But all right, let's get that.
Yeah, that cover's been off for a while, so makes me think it's been down there for a long time. So, yeah. So ultimately, I'm gonna hustle back to my truck after I close these fences. Obviously, I'm gonna hustle back to my truck, check the whole neighborhood, make sure everything's online, and then I'm gonna go home. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Going home. All right, so guys, if you stuck around this far, I just want to say thank you. Be sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Share your experiences, man. This particular video that I just shared with you guys, there's so much that we're going to go into for the remainder of the year. Lots of stuff we could talk about, lots of stuff we can learn about. And, if you got questions or if you want to help somebody else out, go ahead and leave a comment. Leave your questions. Like I said earlier, I like responding to questions. And you guys take care. Have a nice one. And peace. Catch you on the flip side. That's it.